Hello, this will be the tutorial for lesson number 8. It's called Loops with Rey and BB-8, as in Rey and BB-8 from Star Wars. You can see that there are 14 puzzles, and it's very, very long. And there are number 1 and number 4 are both going to be videos. Let's go ahead and begin and click on number 1. When it is your turn, please watch this video. It will explain the basics of this unit to you, and then click continue at the bottom of the page. Here is puzzle number 2. The directions say, go get the scrap metal, BB-8. Use 5 of the same blocks to get the scrap metal. Scrap metal glows like this. Click OK. I'm going to go ahead and click on these 3 dots and drag them to make the puzzle bigger. When it is your turn, you are welcome to do that or keep it small. It doesn't matter. Notice that there's a grid over the sand that makes up squares. Each of the squares counts as one step. And you'll notice that BB-8 is over here, and he needs to move in this direction to pick up these pieces of scrap metal. He will have to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total steps. Also, even though BB-8 is a robot, he does in fact have an eye in the form of the camera, and you can see it. It's that little black bulge right in front of his head there. So he's already looking in the direction that we need. This is important, as sometimes that camera will be facing the wrong direction, and you will have to turn him in the correct direction before making him move forward. But right now he is ready to go this way, so let's make him move in that direction. He needs to take 5 total steps. 5 move forwards. Here's 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Click continue. Here is puzzle number 3. It is a multiple choice problem. The directions say, what do you think will happen when you click run? So there's a program here that has a repeat loop with a number 5 and a blue block that says move forward. Your choices are A, BB-8 will not move. B, BB-8 will move only one space, and that's a reference to the fact that there's only one blue block. Or C, BB-8 will move 5 times and get all of the scrap metal. Or D, BB-8 will move only 3 spaces. So I have chosen B, BB-8 will only move one space. So I chose wrong on purpose. So when it is your turn, please choose one of the other letters. B is wrong. Let me show you what it looks like when you choose incorrectly. Click run and watch him perform the program. And you can see that my choice was wrong, and so the computer will let me know incorrect. The repeat block will make BB-8 move forwards 5 times. You can keep playing, but I would rather you just click continue and move on to the next puzzle. The next one is puzzle number 4, which is a short explanation of how to use the repeat loop. Watch the video when it is your turn and then click continue, and we will move on to puzzle number 5. So same puzzle as before, just having to move in a different direction. This time, his camera is already on the opposite side of his head, so he is looking in the direction that we need, and he does in fact have to take 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total steps. However, please notice that you have a 3 block limit, and you already have 1 block here. So even though this would in fact work, and I want you to notice the number that's in the corner there. This will work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason why this is not what we want is because this total number of blocks is 6, where the computer is saying we only need to use a total of 3. And the way that we're going to do that is not by using all of those blue blocks, but rather by just using 1 inside of a repeat loop with a number of times that we want him to walk, in this case 5. This is a total of 3 blocks. Reset it, run it again, and this time the bubble will turn bright green. Click continue when you're ready. Here's puzzle number 6. Let's make this bigger again. The directions say keep it up, BB-8. In this puzzle, 2 repeat loops will help you get BB-8 to all of the scrap metal with the fewest number of blocks. So right off the bat, they tell us that we are going to need 2 of these repeat loops. So let's go ahead and put the first one on. Both of them have the number 5, but that may need to be changed. So let's take a look. Right now, his camera is facing this direction, so we're going to leave it that way. But let's count the number of steps that he has to take. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put a move forward inside, but we do have to change the number to a 4. Otherwise, he will go too far. Let's run it and see if we like what that looks like so far. Fantastic. Now remember, at the beginning of this unit, I did tell you that the camera needs to be facing the direction that we need. In other words, if he moves forward again, he will simply continue going in that direction. We need to turn his camera so that he is looking in the direction that we want him to go. In this case, he would have to turn to the right. So we're going to go ahead and grab this turn block, but right now it says turn left. Also, please note that we're putting it outside of the loop. We only want him to turn one time. If we put it inside, he will turn 4 times. So put it outside of the loop and change this by clicking on the triangle, change it to a turn right. Reset it, run it again. Watch him when he gets to the corner, he will turn, and you'll notice his camera is facing the direction that we want. And then let's count the number of steps from here to here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this case, we are going to leave the number 5 there and put a move forward block inside. And as soon as you add this block, you'll notice that your numbers up here are 6 out of 6 blocks. Reset it, run it one more time. And at the end of this, the bubble will turn bright green. Click continue. Here is puzzle number 7. So you do have a 5 block limit. His camera is facing the direction that I want him to go. He only needs to take one step in this direction. So let's make him take one step here, run it. Now, his camera, however, is still facing forward. So if he continues, he'll go this direction. We need him to turn so he is looking this direction. And that will be a turn to the right, just one turn. Now that his camera is facing the direction we want, we are going to make him take a number of steps. Please take a look at your 5 block limit, and we already have 3. So we're going to have to use a repeat loop. Let's make sure that the number 5 is okay. Count the number of steps: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the number 5 is okay. Just put a move forward block inside. That brings your total to 5 out of 5. Click continue when you're ready. Here's puzzle number 8. There is a program already here. Can you get it all? Loops even work with more than one block inside. Can you loop this sequence? So this sequence right here has already been provided for you, and it's actually a good program. Take a look. He takes 3 steps, and then he turns. What they're asking us is that we can take all of these blue blocks and put them inside of a loop. Unfortunately, right now it has the number 5. I'm going to go ahead and change that to the number 2, just so that you can see the process. So he's going to do all 3 of these and turn, and then he's going to go back to the beginning, take 3 steps again, and then turn a second time. Click run. Here's the first time, and now here is the second time. Now I could add a couple of blocks to make him walk here, but I want you to notice that by adding that loop, we are now at 6 out of 6 blocks. So we cannot add any more blocks to the program. So how do we get him to move forward even more? By changing the number 2. Instead of 2, we're going to make it a 3. Run the program again. First time, second time, third time. Click continue. Here's puzzle number 9. Let's make it bigger. The directions say you can do it. Can you try to get all of the scrap metal using just one loop? Try programming it all out and then finding the repeating code to put in a loop. Now, what that means is that you should try to solve the puzzle using only the blue blocks. Your program would be very, very long. It would actually go past the bottom of the screen here. And then you would have to find some sort of a repeating pattern that would allow you to figure out how to use the repeat loop. However, in order to save you and me some time, I'm actually going to make a reference here. You'll notice here that the pattern that he has to walk resembles that of a staircase. Watch it again. Almost like a staircase or like a zigzag. So I'm going to show you which 4 blocks you should always use anytime your character needs to move in a staircase or a zigzag pattern. You will need a move forward, you will need a turn, you will need another move forward, and you will need another turn. These are the only 4 blocks that you need. Now, there is a caveat to this. The turns are fine, but they have to be opposites. What I mean is, if one of them says turn left, the other one should say turn right. Let's try that first. Let's see if we like it. We may have to decide to change them so that the first one is a turn right and the second one would be a turn left. Let's try this. And he did in fact turn the wrong way. So let's fix that. We're going to turn this one to a turn right, and we're going to change this one to a turn left. Very good. Now that we know that these are the 4 blocks that we want, we're going to go ahead and put them inside of a repeat loop, just the 4. By adding all of these blocks, we have now met our 6-block limit. Also, we're having it repeated 5 times. Let's see if that is the correct number of times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Click continue, and here will be puzzle number 10. It is a challenge puzzle. It does not mean it is more difficult. It just means that it's a little bit longer than the ones that we have been doing. Click ready when you are ready. Make this a little bit bigger. And I want you to notice that this does in fact look like the zigzag pattern, the staircase pattern that we just did. Do you remember the 4 blocks that were inside the repeat loop? A moment ago, we had a move forward. We had a turn. In fact, we had a turn to the right. We had another move forward, and then we had a turn left. However, I believe this is in the opposite direction, so this probably will not work. Let's check it. That's right, he turned the wrong direction. So let's change the turns. We're going to make this one a turn left, and we're going to make this one a turn right. Run the program. It is being repeated a total of 5 times. Very good. At this point, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at his camera. He is looking like he wants to go this direction. However, there is some scrap metal behind him. You also have quite a bit of leeway as the program requires a total of 10 blocks. And so far, we have added 6 of them. That means that we can add quite a few number of blocks. But I'm gonna show you a short trick here. You'll notice that you have a block that says move backwards. So let me ask you, if BB-8 could simply roll backwards, how many times, how many steps would he have to take? Let's count them. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's add a repeat loop. It already has the number 5. And we're going to add the move backward block. This brings us to a total of 8 out of 10, which is actually better than the computer was allowing for us. So let's reset the program and run it again. And then he's going to roll backwards 5 times. Wonderful. Click continue. Here is puzzle number 11. So the directions say, keep going. Use what you have learned to pick up all of the scrap metal. Let's make this bigger. And we do have an 11 block limit. So the first thing I want to do is, earlier we did have a puzzle that suggested that we solve it just by using the blue blocks only, and then seeing if we can figure out where to use the repeat loop. This we're gonna cheat a little bit by bringing at least a couple of these out, because we are going to in fact use at least 2 or 3 of them. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know if we're going to have to change the numbers, but let's proceed from here. How many steps does BB-8 have to take? And look at his camera right now. He is ready to go this way. How many steps from here to here? Well, it's just 0, 1, 2. So let's make him take 2 steps. Watch it. Now his camera is still facing this way. So before he can go north, we need to make him turn. And it'll be a turn to the right. So I'm going to fix that right now before I even grab the block. Turn to the right. Just once. Reset it, run it again. Now he's ready to take steps. Let's count how many. 0, 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to get a repeat loop. Change the number to a 3. Add a move forward block. Run it again. There he is. His camera, however, is still looking forward there. So we're going to turn him so he's looking this way. And it will be a turn right again. I'm going to make sure that I like that. Good. And now he needs to take a number of steps until he gets here. Let's count them. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get another repeat loop. Change the number to a 4. Add a move forward block. Reset it, run it again. Just about done here. And he only has one more piece of scrap metal to get. Let's make him turn to the right. And he will only need to take one single solitary step to get the last piece of scrap metal. So we didn't even need that repeat loop, and I'm just going to leave it there for now. But this did bring me to a 11 block total out of 11 blocks possible. Fairly long program, fairly straightforward, I believe. Click continue, and you are on puzzle number 12. Let's make this bigger. We have a 12 block limit, and we are going to need a couple of these. So I said that before, but I know that this time we will. We use at least 2 or 3 of them. So let's go ahead and begin by counting. You can see his camera is right in front of him, so he is ready to go this way. Let's count the number of steps. 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get our first repeat loop. Change that to a 3. Put a move forward in. Run it. Good. Now his camera, however, is still looking forward. So we're going to turn him so he's looking south. That is going to be a turn to the right. I'm going to fix that right now before I get the first block and put it right there. Please make sure that it goes outside of the loop. So he only turns one time. We're going to run it again. He's going to go to the same spot, but then he will turn south. Good. Now let's count how many steps from here to here. So 0, 1, 2, 3. Let's get another repeat loop. Also change it to a number 3. Also put in a move forward. And then run it again. Now, his camera is still looking south, so we're going to turn him so he's looking this way. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you agree with me that at the very beginning, this is just a big zigzag or a big staircase? Now, the reason that I keep saying that is to kind of get it into your head that anytime your character needs to move in a zigzag or a staircase, it's going to be the same 4 blocks and the turns will be opposite. So move forward, turn right, move forward, turn left. Take a look. And now his camera is facing the direction that we want. Now we're almost there. He does need to take 3 steps to this corner. So I'm going to get another repeat loop, change the number to a 3, put a move forward in there. And when he gets to this corner, he will have to turn again. But we should look over here at our turns and identify the pattern. Because this was a staircase or a zigzag, we know that every other turn will be opposite. So if the first turn was a turn right and the next turn was a turn left, our next turn will be turn right. Let's put that on there and let's run it again. He will get to that corner and turn facing south. And finally, we need to have him take 3 final steps to collect the last of the scrap metal. So change that to a 3 and put a move forward in it. And this brings us to a total of 12 out of 12 blocks. Reset it, run it one last time, and he will pick up everything. Click continue, and here is puzzle number 13. And it is a multiple choice. Let me make this bigger. The directions say, look closely at the code below. What will happen when you click run? So this code down here. Your choices are A, BB-8 will travel too far in the first loop. B, BB-8 will not travel far enough in the first loop in order to get all of the scrap metal. C, BB-8 will collect all of the scrap metal with no problems. D, BB-8 will turn the wrong direction after the first loop. Your job is to choose either A, B, C, or D. And as soon as you choose something like I did, I chose A, but I'm going to tell you this right now, ladies and gentlemen. I do not know if that is the correct answer. I just chose randomly. But as soon as you choose one of these letters, this button will turn bright orange. Click it, run it. The program will tell you if you chose correctly or not. And then I want you to click continue so that you can move on to puzzle number 14. So I'm going to leave number 13 like that, but when it is your turn, please pick something and run it and then click continue. And that's why mine did not turn green, but yours will. So this is the last puzzle of the unit. The directions are keep going, BB-8. You are almost there. This time, choose any path you like. Please notice there is no number in the corner here, which means you can use as many blocks as you want. Now, the way that I'm going to do it is I'm just going to do the shortest possible path, which is making BB-8 go straight this way and then take a turn and go this way. That is the shortest route. However, I have seen students that do this where they kind of go through these boxes and get it. I have seen students that go all the way to the bottom of the puzzle, all the way to the right, and then go back up. It does not matter as long as you end up by getting the scrap metal and finishing the puzzle. Please do it however you want, or you can just do it the same way that I'm doing it, which will be the fastest way. So I'm going to make him go from here to here, and I'm going to count the steps: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to get a repeat loop. I'm going to change this to a 6, put a move forward in there, and that is going to bring him to this corner right here. And then his camera is still going to be looking this way, so I'm going to turn him so he's looking south, and that will be a turn to the right, and that goes outside of the loop. 6 steps that way, and then he turns. Now he needs to walk here. So the number of steps is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is the shortest way. You do not have to do it this way, but it is the quickest, fastest solution. Reset it, run it again. This will be the last one. So when you click continue, you will get to the page that has the certificate. You do not need to do anything here. It simply means that you have completed the unit. You are welcome to turn code off now.